Paul Merson, a point takes Arsenal into second place in the table. Where does it leave their title challenge?
Yeah, it's not a good result. It's 2 points dropped. They was just hitting a little bit of a run. Yeah, and the nightmare at the end there, the disallowed goal. Yeah, needed to win that football match, in my opinion. Advantage Liverpool.
Jamie?
I mean, yeah, what a weekend for Liverpool with obviously Manchester City dropping points, Arsenal dropping points. They didn't have to play and they've got themselves in an even better position. And Arne Slot would have had his heart in his mouth watching that last few minutes of probably the biggest VAR decision we've seen of the season so far. It was absolutely incredible, but Martinelli just had to keep himself on side. Obviously, they got the set-piece goal. You thought they were in the ascendancy, but I think you also have to congratulate Fulham. They dug in. The two midfield players, Lukic and Berg, were brilliant. They worked. They didn't stop, and it made it so difficult for Arsenal. And I think Anthony Robertson, although he was involved in a couple of contentious moments as well, maybe up for the offside for the goal, did so well against Saka at times. And if you stop that flow of Odegaard and Saka, you have a really good chance of stopping Arsenal.
Obviously, Fulham will be delighted to take a point at home against Arsenal, and the Arsenal players will come out and they'll say the right thing, Paul, that this title race is still very much on. But looking at their reactions, it's not just a reaction to the kind of pouring rain and swirling winds and the cold at Craven Cottage as they trudge off the pitch. They understand what's happened here.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It was a massive weekend, really, with Liverpool not playing.
The table looks as we near the end with just 2 games to come this weekend. Ipswich stay inside the bottom 3. They're level on points with Wolves, which is 9. Leicester move up into 16th. They now have 14 points, level on points with Everton, whose game against Liverpool yesterday was postponed because of the weather. Tottenham still to play this afternoon. They're on 20 points and only just inside the bottom half of the table. Chelsea then in 3rd place at the moment with that chance to go above Arsenal and closer to Liverpool coming up against Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But that point for Arsenal takes them into 2nd place. For now at least, they move to within 6 points of the league leaders Liverpool.
Join us today on Telegram for free and enjoy the Premier League. Don't miss out. Link in description below.
So disappointment really for Mikel Arteta and for Arsenal, Ian, in the end?
Yeah, it was. And when you're talking about the margins, you've got a winger who's can see all the way down the line in Martinelli, who I've got to give him credit. You know, he done well to set up one of the goals. But the fact is for me, he has to be onside. This is the margins we're dealing with.
Yeah.
You can see everything down the line. You can't be offside there.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the end, it's cost us. But the main thing, Manish, is that we've not lost that away game.
No.
That's the main thing.
Well, let's have a look at the way Fulham took the lead initially in the first half. It was a move that was started and finished by Raul Jimenez, Dan.
Yeah, I thought he had a great game. Held the ball up when great little movement there in behind. And it's a great finish as well. I think you can't really put that anywhere else, can you? I think defensively, from Arsenal's point of view, we'll be disappointed, but great goal.
Yeah,
I think the manager's got to take some credit as well, because he didn't play him on Thursday.
No.
I think he had about 6 minutes on the pitch. And he looked fresh today.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He looked really fresh. He was back to his best when he was at Wolves, I felt.
Yeah, that bustling best.
Yeah, and that movement there for the goal was sensational, and I'm really pleased for him actually, because before that terrible injury he had, what a player he was.
Yeah, which is good to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fabulous
back
to
amongst
see,
the goals as well.
Yeah.
We spoke at half-time, the 4 corners Arsenal had, they didn't look particularly threatening in the second half early on. From that corner kick, they looked much better.
Yeah, they
counted.
Yeah, I thought they started the second half a lot better in the way that they just looked sharper. It was quicker. Everything seemed to be moving quicker. And obviously, you know, that again, you know, Fulham have done as well as they can. But like in the end, you know, he's got a free back post there, and you know, he's done well to stay on side there. But
I think Anthony will be disappointed, won't he? Because I think as the ball goes over the head, all of the Fulham players step up and he stays in there. And obviously plays Saliba on side.
Yeah. But with the clock fast running down.
Yeah, so did I. It was very disappointing because to players as we played today, not very good. This is what I'm talking about, Manish. You can see all the way down that line. We're not talking about a first-year pro now who's come into the game, you know, and he's got to step aside.
If we can see that again, look at them all step up. There's 3 defenders. They don't do it in unison, but actually I think it's Bassi in the end, and then the fullback Robinson just steps up at the last minute, and that's the difference. Because it was fractions, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Gaffer, when you look at how much time he's got, look how wide he is. He can easily give himself half the yard. There's no excuse for him simply because he can see all the way down. Absolutely. It's not like someone's really tight on him.
Yeah.
And that's the margins, that's the difference between 3 points today.
Yeah, momentum halted?
I don't think so, because like when you consider that they have to win the home games, away games, as long as you don't lose them, that would have been brilliant to win, obviously, to catch up with Liverpool. But I think as long as you don't lose, you have to take the positives out of it.
Like a big opportunity missed, considering that Liverpool didn't play on the weekend, you could have closed the gap to 4 points.
Yeah, you can always say that, but I think we have to focus on ourselves. We've said it many times, we don't care about the other teams, we have to look at ourselves, and for us it was disappointing not to win, and that's the case.
When you have so many chances, when you have a lot of positives from this match as well, how do you assess, what do you take from it?
I think we did a lot of good things, but especially the first half, I think was a bit sloppy, a bit slow from us, they defend well, so we have to do more. We have to put the ball in the box a few more times. Have to be a bit more direct, maybe a bit more aggressive to get in the box and around the box. But I thought the second half was better, and we could have won it in the end. So yeah.
How damaging does it feel in terms of title race?
No, that's a very long way to go. We've said it hundreds of times. We have to take it game by game, and that's what we're going to keep doing. So yeah, disappointing not to win, but let's look for the next one now.
You look at the table now, Arsenal have gone into second, clear by a point of Chelsea, but the terms I think a lot of people are using, in fact Dan mentioned it as well, big chance missed for Arsenal.
Well, it is, yeah. It is, because obviously Liverpool's postponed game, means that Arsenal could have closed the gap even more and put that pressure on them. It's a Merseyside, it could be a tough game for them, but at the same time, you have to look at it now. If Chelsea don't get anything from Tottenham, Liverpool probably the winners this weekend, like we was just saying. But again, we had the chances to win that game, even though we didn't play that well. And so, like Martin says, you have to try and take the positives again and not worry about what the other teams are doing. Get the job done. Unfortunately, we didn't today.
In some ways, Glenn, did that game show us that if things aren't quite clicking in that final third for Arsenal, they've always got that set-piece threat that can is their get-out-of-jail card?
Yeah, it is a little bit at the moment, a get out of jail. They haven't played so well today. I thought Fulham did a great job on them, but they're always a threat. As we said before the game, you're coming up, and as they're always thinking, we're going to score. Yeah. We're going to score from this corner. Ironically, they've done it again today. That's got them the point. If they get a number 9, if they get a proper number 9, and they keep that threat from set plays, my word, they're going to give themselves a real chance. Yeah. Where that number 9 comes from and whether they can get it in January, I'm not so sure.
Fulham, a bit like last season, Arsenal's bogey team right now. Yeah,
I thought they did really well. Probably, I think if you had asked them before the game, they would have definitely taken that. Went 1-0 up, and I thought they looked comfortable for large parts of it. Obviously, as you said, Arsenal set pieces were the difference, but I think they would have took 1-1 before the game, definitely.
So we've had 3 of today's 4 games played in the Premier League. Arsenal dropping points as they try and chase down Liverpool. They've been held 1-1 away to Fulham. Bournemouth, thanks to 2 substitutes late on scoring, turn things around. Late heartbreak as far as Kieran McKenna's Ipswich are concerned. Still winless at home this season. And Leicester, very similarly, from 2-0 down at home to Brighton, scored 2 late goals as Ruud van Nistelrooy takes his run with the Foxes to 2 games unbeaten. Still to come, a huge game, a London derby from North London, as stuttering Spurs, take on informed Chelsea. And the match week ends, of course, on Monday between 2 managers under pressure. West Ham up against Wolves. Yes, so as we mentioned, heartbreak for Ipswich Town, who stay third bottom in the table on 9 points from 15 games. That combined with Leicester's late draw sees the Foxes move to 16th and clear of the bottom 3 by 5 points. After dropping points today, Arsenal, well, they stay in second. That was always going to be the case. They're on 29 points. They're 6 points off the leaders, Liverpool, and unable really to make the most of the fact that Liverpool's game yesterday in the Merseyside derby was postponed. Chelsea can go within 4 points of Arne Slot's side if they win at Tottenham a little later. And look at Bournemouth, up to 8th after that late turnaround at Portman Road. 24 points from their 15 games.
Fulham lead Arsenal by 1-0 at half-time. It's been a first half in which Arsenal have actually had most of the ball. Yep. They've had better opportunities, but Fulham took the advantage that they had.
Well, they certainly had the best start to the game, Arsenal, but then after the 11th minute, this happened. And it was a really good piece of play by Tete and Jimenez, especially good movement. gets in behind Kivior, what you've seen is how much they miss Gabriel when he doesn't play. Kivior just gets it wrong here. He's too late to that initial ball, and then he doesn't react quick enough. And because of his lack of pace, he's in trouble. Great opposite movement there. He nips in behind him. Saliba tries to get across. He doesn't get there quickly enough. And he hits that so well into the side net in a wonderful finish and a really, really good start for Fulham. And Jimenez deserves a lot of credit because this finish is really good. Saliba, could he have done better there, Paul?
I personally think he can. I just think sometimes centre-halves come across and they don't want to get beat inside and get embarrassed. And he's sort of gone... You've got to know your players. You've got to know Jimenez is right-footed. So this should all be worked out beforehand, and you should know your players. That's what I think. And then he's got to say, right, I've got to stop that. If he comes inside and bends it in with his left foot, tap him on the head, go good finish. But don't let him do that. You're giving him a free shot, really, and that's just to make sure he doesn't get beat on the inside.
Arsenal have conceded in the last 6 Premier League away games. They kept clean sheets in 9 of the previous 10 away from home. But they know that they always have this threat. And yet again, they've looked dangerous from corners.
They have looked dangerous. I mean, they've done well, to be fair, Fulham. They have done well with the set plays. But, yeah, this one they just try and put a wall up at the front so no one can get a near post header. But it goes over everybody's head. And maybe it's because of Saliba's running backwards. He's got in there too early. And that's because... Fulham are blocking them.
I know, look at that one there.
Yeah, because they're blocking them, they're holding their runs up. So the longer they hold their runs up, and yeah, they've done well so far, but I think Arsenal have been poor.
And it's also easier because there's no Gabriel. So you're only really, the massive danger there is Saliba. So you've just got to concentrate on one. And he's a big boy, isn't he? You know, he's got hold of him. Yeah. He's not letting him go. But Arsenal have been poor. They haven't really got going. They haven't got that movement and what we normally accept. Odegaard's not been in the game. I think you have to credit Fulham with the 2 defensive midfield players, Lukic and Sanderberg. Yeah, this is obviously a good one. He hits it on his wrong foot there a little bit. Doesn't quite get the strike that he'd want. But they haven't been incredible chances.
This has been their best chance.
Yeah, just can't quite get there, can they?
The Rice one is going through. I wouldn't expect him to score from there. Here, I think that's a great save. I think he gets a good hand on it, he takes it away. He could have easily parried that across the goal. But for the amount of play they've had, Arsenal, I always said, and I said before, they've got a brilliant team. But when a couple of players are injured, it becomes a bit of an average team, this does, and it looks average at the moment.
When do you get Martinelli on, do you think?
I've got to make changes now. I think a draw here, Jamie said earlier, a draw here, and it plays into Liverpool's hands again. I think that'll be a major blow if they don't win this football match.
والله جيم رايق يا جماعه.
You play.
اقسم بالله جيم رايق. يلا فاضل لي 6 كيل عرفت ان هم مش هيجوا خلاص. هم مش هيجوا 6 كيل دول، فاضل 5. واحد هنا واحد هنا حد جاي ولا ايه؟ الواد هيجيب الام في بي كده. واحد بعدين بقى ده عداني يا جدعان. لا حد قتله. ايوه ما حدش بيقتلني غير جيكو عادي.
One kill remaining.
ناقص له كلايه اصلا، هو كسب. يا جيكو يحرق. لسه 3 كيلو وناقص له كلايه. بس هو هيجيبها.
There.
جابها عليا انا كمان. جابها عليا. اقسم بالله حظ. يا جدعان ده حاجه مش عارف اقسم بالله في ايه. جيم كمان. ودي انا تعبت نفسيا خلاص.